one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can you please make sure that your phones are either turned off or on silent? No seniors, you don't have anything to say? You sure? They're not even gonna look up. All right. Okay, Mr. Van Orman, did you want to start with the MVPs?
Certainly, MVPs this month, we had 30 MVPs this month, and I'd like to read a couple of these for you. Mrs. Brenda McCarthy, middle school. Brenda is one of the most dedicated people in the building. She is always trying to find the best ways to support her students. She truly wants each and every one of them to succeed. Her effort and commitment to her students is palpable and should be celebrated more. Great vocabulary from that person as well. So, Jessica Petty, she's our nurse in the elementary school. Jessica is an amazing addition to our team. She is supportive of staff and kind to our students. She goes above and beyond in any situation. She takes on responsibilities and is more than just a nurse to our students. So great, somebody new to our group. And lastly, Mr. Gaffney received an MVP award.
Why does he look so surprised?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I forgot, I just read it right there.
I normally wait to deliver them until after the board meeting. So Tim is steadfast and highly effective leader whose consistency, reliability, and follow-through make a daily impact on our building. He approaches his work with a strong sense of purpose and a calm, steady presence that others naturally trust and respect. Tim's depth of experience and knowledge is truly unmatched, and he brings that expertise to every situation, whether it involves establishing clear routines and procedures, addressing complex challenges, or supporting staff and students through thoughtful problem solving. He is not afraid to dive headfirst into difficult issues, and each conversation with him is focused on finding practical, meaningful solutions that move us forward. Our high school has greatly benefited from Tim's leadership, dedication, and commitment to excellence. His work behind the scenes and in direct support of others helps our school run smoothly and successfully every day.
There's another page. He looked up a couple of times. Is he gonna stop reading?
So, just a couple, and as Mrs. Dingman indicated, I normally try to hand those out typically right after our board meetings. So in the next couple of days, folks will get those.
So be surprised, Mr. Gaffney.
I am.
All right, moving on to the minutes of the meeting from December 17th. Could I have a motion, please? Mrs. Kaiser, in a second. Mrs. Folds. Any questions, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, moving on. Financial reports. Would anybody like to make a motion?
I make a motion for D 1 through 5.
Okay, can I have a second, please? Mrs. Allen? All right. Any questions? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, moving on. Would anyone like to make a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll do a motion for E 1 through 6.
I have a second for that. Mrs. Folds. Any questions on this group? I think the copy's been updated with a couple of changes to the salary.
Yeah, just a result of the new contractual agreement language, just, it's new, so.
Any questions? You're ready.
Mrs. Decker,
Yes.
Mrs. Dingman,
Yes.
Mrs. Kaiser,
Yes.
Mrs. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Fold,
Yes.
and Mrs. Madigan.
Yes, thank you. All right, moving on to new business. Somebody want to make a motion for some, all, one? Mrs. Kaiser,
I'll do F 1 through 4.
have a second for that? Mrs. Folds? Any discussion?
Can we talk about the policies that I emailed you guys about?
Yep.
Just about the time frame. So,
This would be 7313?
yes, thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome.
So in the changes, we're changing the time frame for appeal to 10 days is the proposition. Commissioner rulings say that that time frame is too rigid and does not provide enough time for due process and does not follow education policy and education law. So I propose that we leave it at the 30 days, which is what the commissioner has ruled is a reasonable time frame. I just don't want to see us kind of getting into a sticky situation. So actually in a lot of her rulings, I say she, right now it's a she. It's probably, maybe not, but the commissioner has ordered districts to change it back away from 10.
So I'd received this question in advance, I'm not sure, I tried to kick out something late to folks this afternoon, I'm not sure if everyone had a chance to read it. I did follow back up with our legal counsel regarding that change from, the proposed change from 30 down to 10 for the appeal language. And again, the response that I got in there was, provided that there is an exception clause that's written in our policy, essentially, those are my words, that the 10 days with an exception clause for extraordinary circumstances is permissible under commissioner rulings.
I didn't see that anywhere, so I actually went back to see if I might have missed it, and when I read through them, I didn't see anything about a clause like that.
But he said it was from our district appointed attorney that's stating that.
Which other boards have had their policies say 10 days, and the commissioner has ordered them to switch it back to 30.
Did it have that exclusion, do you know?
I don't know.
Does 7313 currently have that exclusion, or no, that's what you're
It's
saying?
30 right now.
It's just 30.
The exclusion came with the 10-day change.
But-
They're both in that blue section.
I didn't print it in color, so I'm sorry.
Oh.
Like what page on the policy?
So the very last one, in the middle of the page.
Thank you.
Should be under exhaustion.
So policy says 30, but code of conduct says 10, or do I have that backwards?
Nope.
Or they match?
Mhm.
Okay.
The current language in, what's the stricken language that you might be looking at, if it's not in color, includes a 30-day appeal process from the date of my decision to the Board of Education. The proposed language includes a 10-day unless the parent or person in parental relations can show an extraordinary circumstance that prevented them from getting the 10 days.
What was the reason that it used to be more and then it's going to 10? Was that an advisement from like year one, or do we remember how that change happened?
I mean, it was 30 previously. I'm not sure when it changed to 30. I don't know what the lineage was there in terms of, was it always 30 from the beginning of time? Did it change from another timeline to 30? Oftentimes, I think what's tricky from Ms. Decker's comments is each commissioner kind of has their own vision on some of those things, and so sometimes the philosophy, in my words, of a commissioner and the stances that they take on certain decisions can lean one way or another, and they can sometimes change with the commissioner. So as Mrs. Decker indicated, right now it's this person, and that's maybe where some of the decisions are, but, you know, it's just like many of the things, it's not static for long-term.
So this question, just so everybody's on the same page, was brought up by Mrs. Decker ahead of time, and Mr. Van Orman wanted to get clarification, which is what got pushed out this afternoon by the school attorney. And I had just explained that this would need to be a discussion on the board, not just to, you know, obviously not to make a change with a different motion without everybody, you know, sitting here, so.
You know, to me, from my seat, I think the 10 days, though it's much shorter, with the clause that the family could show some sort of an extraordinary circumstance with no end date, provides the family some flexibility, provided there was a circumstance for that.
I guess what's the rationale behind moving it to a shorter window?
Well, partially, I think it's mimicking the code of conduct, correct?
Yeah, that language should be matching what's in the code of conduct. Like
But
we would,
what was the purpose of changing it there?
I mean, those recommendations would have come right from our attorneys. I didn't get a description as to why.
I'm comfortable keeping the language as proposed by the superintendent and district attorney.
Okay.
I guess I don't understand what, like, there is 30 days in here. Like, what part are we changing from 10 to 30, or what part do you want to say 30?
So the part that we're changing, that the commissioner has said should be 30, is from the superintendent decision to the board. So right now, the proposition is to keep it 30 from the board to the commissioner. But they only have 10 days, so like, if somebody gets it on a
Just
Friday
this section.
afternoon, they have 10 business days to get it back.
Right, so.
5 days, 10 days.
Or present
So
in
this
extraordinary
language needs to
circumstance.
say 30 down here.
Right.
So it's just
Like in the proposed language.
It's just rewritten because then it has the exception.
It's 2 full weeks. I don't
I
look
mean,
at
I
my
feel like if
rules every
people
2
are
weeks.
gonna appeal or write or try to change something, they're not gonna wait 30 days to do it. They're gonna do it relatively quickly, so.
Maybe, I don't know, I'm just telling you guys what the commissioner has said.
I'm also thinking, is that a benefit? Because the process is
Quicker.
sped up, yeah, to get to a result. And I don't mean on the district side, I mean on the student side.
I'm fine with leaving it. I think the faster the better.
Kim, any thoughts?
Are we still, considering putting some kind of a clause in there then, and for an extenuating circumstance?
That's in the proposed language. That is,
It would come with it, this second section of the,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I
you're
don't
not,
want-
no, gotcha.
Our apologies for the redundancy.
I think in my conversations with the council, the only reason the 10 is in there is because it also includes the caveat for the exclusion or whatever we're referring to it as. The family needs an out clause beyond the 10 days.
Other thoughts?
So we change, if we approve that policy as is, then we just have to update the wording on the code of conduct to match that at that point.
No, the code of conduct
Is-
this
that
will
already
match
has
the
that
code of
clause?
conduct, yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Got it, it's the last sentence.
Any other comments? Questions? Okay, when you're ready, so this is F 1 through 4. Okay.
Mrs. Foltz?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Kaiser?
Yes.
Mrs. Dingman?
Yes?
Mrs. Decker?
No.
And Mrs. Madigan?
Yes. Okay, moving on. Administrative reports. Any questions? Any questions for Aiden? And you're just raking in the dough here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was this from some of your favorite administrators over there buying students, or?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
This is a pretty good elf day.
yeah.
When, can I ask a question about Elf Day? When did it, I- back in the day, it used to go into the senior class. When did that change to be donated to the food pantry or another?
That's a great question.
I have no idea.
Right, no, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at you to
Yeah.
answer. I didn't know if Mr.
You just
Venona-
scared him because you just looked in that direction.
Sorry.
I can see
When
if,
did it change?
I can see if I can dig into some specifics
You don't have
around-
to, no, I just didn't know if somebody, would pull that one out and say, oh, it changed when, blah, blah, blah.
I-
They
you know,
also
I-
don't get to stand on a table in the cafeteria
We've
anymore
made some,
either, which is
over
upsetting
time,
to me.
they've made some adjustments, that is
Yeah,
correct.
they're Post-its
Yeah.
Oh,
on a, I know. I mean,
Yeah,
ridicule in high school, so.
okay, I'm just wondering. I mean, it'd be a great fundraiser for the seniors.
So is this number, since she's asking, is this 767, that's what's being donated?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Aiden, you seem so thrilled.
yeah,
I would have liked it if it would have went to the senior class, but it's
Right.
also nice that it's going to charity, so.
it is.
Great.
We'll sell a lot of, Valentine's cake balls and you'll be fine.
yeah.
and
Those are
yeah.
pretty popular too.
Yeah, that's an in-school fundraiser, so. Yeah.
All right.
You guys can donate whatever you want.
Donate your salaries from the board and service.
All right, any other questions? All right, Mr. Van Rumen, did you want to talk about enrollment?
Yeah, I think before I get into enrollment, just in terms of my correspondence, I thought it would be appropriate to just remind folks that this week we did receive the governor's budget information. I'm sure it's starting to hit the news. On all fronts, obviously, education is one of the big ticket items in New York State. I think sometimes you'll hear the term education is kind of a political football. So schools are kind of in the middle of these high-level discussions around what the governor's proposing and what legislators engage in conversations around funding sources for different things. So we just got those numbers this week. They're probably fluid because it requires negotiation back and forth with the legislatures. So they're not set in stone right now, most likely. The preliminary reports indicate not outstanding information, which has kind of been the same tenor the last several years on the initial presentation of the numbers, and then it's that kind of football back and forth of negotiating a little give and take on all sides. So it's still early yet. Next month we're scheduled to do a board presentation on our budget. So each day that goes by we get some more information, a little more clarity. We internally we've been spending a lot of time, Danielle's office spends a lot of time working through the budget this time of the year, but it's fluid between now and April. So it's early in that time frame, and as we get more information, we'll keep folks updated. It's kind of premature to really offer up a lot of significant information around it.
Thank you.
So that was kind of news that hit the streets this week. Obviously, each month we go through the enrollment data. I tried last week to provide you folks with a little bit of context around some of those numbers and just some of the things that we're diving into. But just kind of for clarity overall, in this school year we've had 64 exits. And out of those 64 exits, 75% of them were enrolled, went to other districts. And we don't have exit interviews with students when they leave. Could be because families, somebody in their family got another job and they had to move. I think about 10 of those 48 were out of state, which I think if anybody pays attention to the global where we are with our state population, That's, you know, probably symbolic of where everybody else in the state is at this point. Of note, I think one of the other things that I studied that I didn't include in my correspondence is out of the 48 exits, or out of the 64 exits, 10 of them were new enrollees as of July 1 this year. So we had 10 come in, and those 10 have exited already. You know, just kind of symbolic of, you know, a transient, what we would consider to be a transient kind of population, for any number of reasons. So they come in, some of them were here less than 2 weeks. Enrolled, out. It's a net equal in terms of our enrollment numbers, but it fluctuates the sample size on those things. So, you know, I think one of the questions has historically been, both from the board and one of the things that we ask about is, you know, are students going to homeschooling? I think I had shared some data that shows New York State is one of the states that is seeing the biggest percentage increase of students going into homeschools situations. This year we've had 8 going into homeschool, but we've also had 2 come out of homeschool. So, you know, a net somewhere of 6 in that capacity. So overall, our homeschool numbers are fairly consistent with where they have been in the last, I'll say, 5 years. So we are not seeing that 150% increase like, you know, they're saying across the state. So I attribute that to our, you know, the product that we're, you know, putting forward with our students. But, you know, I think the challenge with a lot of these things is so many of these factors are out of our control. You know, if a family moves to Oswego, we give them a hug on the way out the door and say good luck, and if you come back, you know, we'll welcome you with open arms. So, which happens fairly regularly. Questions on enrollment?
Thank you for the added information. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to stay on top of. So
Okay, did you have anything else?
I have nothing further.
Okay. All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn, please.
This is maybe.
No, not tonight.
Oh, okay. I thought we were.
Next month, I guess.
Okay.
Mrs. Decker and Mrs. Folds, thank you. Make sure I did my best.
6:53.